Yes, mate.
How you doing, sir? You okay?
I'm good. I'm good.
Right, I'm just going to edit the screen a little bit, and we can move on. Right, where is? Why can't I move that?
Yes, mate.
I've sent you a meet invite on WhatsApp.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And if you click that, you'll go into Google Meets, whatever, and you should be able to get in.
Right, okay,
Right.
I'll try it now.
Right. Are you doing it off your phone?
Yeah,
Right.
I'll try it now.
Right, go on. I'll see you
Okay.
coming
Come back
in.
in a sec.
All right. Bye.
Right, I'm just gonna change my mic setting because it's gone weird again. 2 seconds.
When you were younger, when you were watching TV and like you couldn't see like somebody's face, would you try and do like
Cool, that's sorted. Oh, how you been then, John? You been good?
Yeah, not bad. I went on Raj's show last night,
Oh yeah.
and James were on and was going on about Muslims, and I went on, it's the Labour Party, and I said this, I said that, and it was interesting. It seems quite like that. Raj seems not like a lot of other people. It seems more like, well, he said he used to be a Tommy Robinson fan, and you know, he accepts things, and he said, like, the Pakistanis in Oldham are a lot different than they are in London. They are the worst in the country up here, and so a lot of agreement on some issues and stuff like that. So I liked it. It's different than going on like Real's channel, who always not Real, Raspet's channel, who always like, you know, like playing the
Confrontational.
victim.
Yeah, playing the victim. Yeah, confrontational all the time. Raj is a strange character. I don't think he understands where he sits on the political scale. To be fair, he's for the last like 3 years he's been a bit of a Tommy fanboy, in the sense that one of the instances was like he was a bit starstruck by Tommy, and he was like, "Oh, Tommy, yeah, I'm from Speaker's Corner. I don't know if you know me." And he's just like, "Obviously not." And then he's like, "Yeah, well, they call me Tommy Robin Singh, you know, because of I'm Sikh and I support you." And I'm like, "Mate, you come over like a cook there," but and he's a bit starstruck, to be fair. But to be fair, I like the guy. He's all right. But he changes his position so much. I never understand where he sits.
Yeah.
He's hard to gauge. And sometimes, you know, you got to stand by your convictions, and his stance on Islam has never wavered. I'll be honest with you, it's never wavered on that. His stance on the right and what he sees as far right and stuff is a bit strange. But what I need, John, have you got that link to the debunking video? Because I need to see. Oh, hang on, I might just swap the screen over. Oh yeah, it's me. Have you jumped out? Have you, John? Or did I kick you out? Oh, that's right.
You want me to put it?
I'm going to. I might have it. I'm just going to check my history.
Put it in the chat, actually.
Yeah. Put it into the chat, and then I can get that ready on the screen, and then we'll go forward. There you go.
Right.
Cheers, mate. And then Oh, actually, we haven't done the roll call yet of people in the chat. So who have we got so far? We have got Ben33 UK. He said, even if it was flat, how would that affect us? I'm not so sure it would affect us because we'd have been living a life for a extended period of time. But the problem is, you would have to question everything you've ever been told, whether it was from a book, whether it was from history, whether it's from you. If you could hide that this world is being flat and we've been duped into thinking it, then you'd have to question every single thing.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I bet Joel's trying to ring me up here.
Oh.
Hello.
Alright, mate. I've just tried fucking 5 different passwords, and it won't allow me to create a password on that last bit. You know, that Hangout meeting thing for the app.
All right.
I don't think you need to.
Create a password. I've just put 5 different passwords in. It won't allow me to make a password.
Nah, hang on a minute. You shouldn't need to.
You shouldn't need to make a password. If I give you that link.
It wants me to make one.
Yeah, you sign in with your
Hold on. Go on.
Sign in with your YouTube channel.
Oh, you haven't
And
got
then
a
just
YouTube
link.
channel, have you? No, fucking hell, Joe. I'm swearing I shouldn't be. You need to get your YouTube. You need to get your YouTube channel sorted out, mate. Right.
I don't know how the fuck to fucking get it to come back on.
You'll have to make a new one up.
Do you want me to set a different meetup where we can just join in?
Hold on. Go on. What are you saying, Streets?
If you want to, I can set up a meet on the other software I've got. And what that'll do, he doesn't need to sign in or anything there. He can just click the link and he comes straight in. So I can do that if you want.
Right, yeah, do that. Do that.
All right, so if we end this one and I'll send you the... I'll copy the link in the chat for you.
Hold on.
All right.
And then if you... Ask him to click on that link, right? Send him that link.
Every time I try and put an email in, it keeps telling me, that this email cannot be used. So I try and make another email, and then it's telling me that I can't put a password in with this email to this address. It's
right. Hold on.
So I've just
what have you done now, Streets?
I've sent you a link. I put a link in the chat on YouTube, and I put a link in our chat. If you send in one of them and see if he can connect, if he connects, then we can go on that one.
Right. Did you put where have you sent the link to?
Into the chat on YouTube, and then I've sent it into our private chat as well.
Right. Can you send it on Telegram?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Hang on a sec. Telegram. Tell him to click on that one, and that should just let him come in.
Right, hold on now. Go on WhatsApp.
Dorian Gray. Is that that's that 50 Shades shit, isn't it?
Right, yeah. Zoom, I send you on WhatsApp. That should get you in now, Joel, with no thingy.
I'll try it now.
Right.
And then if that works,
WhatsApp. Yeah.
We click the link at the bottom.
Yeah.
Join the meeting.
Yeah.
Join with video.
Yeah.
Or without video.
Just join with them both. You can click them off if you don't want them on.
There you go. He's in. So if you want to end this one and jump on the other one, John.
So I end this stream.
End this one and then jump into the link I've just put that you've just sent to John. How you doing, my friend? You alright? Right, I'm just going to change the screen. You might be on mute, so you might want to unmute yourself. Here we go. Back in. So let me just take the chat away. You will be on mute straight away, so you need to unmute yourself. You're on mute, John. If you can hear me, you're on mute. You're on mute, John. Let me unmute you. Hang on a sec. Are we on mute or? Hello? No sound coming through. For fuck's sake. Yeah, I can't hear them for some reason. Right, can anyone in the chat tell me if you can hear me? Anyone hear me? Give me a 1 if you can hear me. I'm not sure if you can or not. This has gone a bit tits up for some reason, I don't know why. So can anyone hear me on this one? How you doing? Perfect.
Back in.
Yeah, we can hear everyone now. Thank fuck for that. Don't know what happened there.
Right, Joel, there's another. Oh, wait.
Yep, there you go. I can hear everyone. Everyone can hear in the chat as well. Right then, sorry about that, guys. My mistake. I am getting old, so I blame my age.
And you know that Zoom link, have you put it in?
I've sent it you on WhatsApp, mate.
Right.
Not WhatsApp, Telegram.
Right.
It's the last one. I'll put it in there.
Right.
It's that one there, so. And that should bring him back in, and then we can start. Oh dear. So is Joel? Is he a flat earther? Is he not a flat earther?
He's not a flat earther, but he's always debunking it and saying stuff like, well, it's a theory or this, that, and the other, and or you know, but he never brings up any evidence, even though I've tried to show him evidence.
Oh, okay.
He just likes the argument, Joel. Just likes the argument. Right. Yeah. I'm just going to try and get him in again.
Okay, there he is. Right, sorry about that, mate. Unmute yourself. Yeah, that's perfect. You may want to mute your YouTube, though. That's the only thing you're going to have to do. Don't pause it, just mute it. And then we can... And then
Gone.
No, he's there.
No, I'm back on.
Yeah, perfect.
And
You can hear everybody
I
now.
can actually hear it now and all.
Yeah, it was... I'd messed up with 2 meat codes at the same time, so... let me just change this for you so we can see everyone. There you go. Everyone will be able to see.
So make sure you've not got your sound on the computer, because if you
No.
reverberate, Joel.
No, I've got nothing. I've got everything muted.
I haven't got a camera on this PC, so I need to buy one. But so yeah, so you've just got my icon at the moment, but never mind. So this link, right? Where was this link?
On with John.
Let's find this link again. Do you want to do a quick introduction, Joel? Or
Well, I'm John's mate. We craft together. We demo together. We argue together.
Only about flat earth, that's the only thing, because he's fucking a wind-up merchant. Just remember that. I explained all this.
I know. All I have to do.
Just
All I have to do is that.
I said.
yeah, flat Earth.
It loses it, man. It's gonna...
Shit. Right, yeah. John, can you send me that link again, mate? Can you put it in this chat for me?
In the chat, hold on.
And then I'll put this next to the window, and then I can get it sized up right.
Oh no, that's the meat link. I don't want that one.
That link you've just sent to me. What?
Also, one of the reasons why I'm moving to this new code, this new way of doing the streams, is that nobody has to have an account, no one has to have an email, all you do is click it and you're in. So this is easier for people without any accounts, or they don't want to use a real name. They can just do whatever they want. So it is a little easier.
Right, I put the link in the chat. Won't be a minute, I'm just making a brew. You're making me late.
Now you've put the link code in there. Right, no man, I'll find it. I'll go back on YouTube and I'll just quickly have a look. Let me find it on there.
Yeah, so let's see what proof he's got. Aye.
Well, we watched. We were halfway through a video last week, and this was actually, it was convincing me it was flat. And then there's another video which we're going to watch now. Is the video that debunks that.
Yeah,
so
I could show you a video. Yeah, that I found. Yeah, and you would be convinced.
I nearly was convinced, I'll be honest with you.
I'm half and half. I keep finding stuff, yeah, and then I find other stuff and I doubt it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but you don't know not the science, you don't know the things around what you're saying. So you're never gonna understand it or anything like that. But once you understand some of the points that it's saying, then
Yeah.
you'll agree or you'll disagree with more accuracy, like and stuff.
As long as it's not a theory, yeah.
Well,
You
that's the main
You
problem,
don't
isn't
know
it?
the difference between theory and scientific theory.
I know, yeah, I know, but
you're not getting it.
if it's
proven.
a scientific theory and it's been proven, yeah, so that makes it fact.
No,
then
but you're
I
not
will believe it.
understanding what the difference is between the two, which I've tried to explain. I've tried to explain that, but you're not understanding. So until you understand that, how can you agree with anything I say? And
Right.
I don't agree with anything you say because you never show me any proof. You're not even showing me a video.
I know, yeah, because you.
So
you-
yes, so don't go on.
You-
You said about the Antarctic Treaty, and it was me who got the video, who got the information up and the treaty, and I showed you in it that
Yeah.
it's nothing about you can't go to the South or North Pole.
No,
That's not what it says.
You need a permit.
No, I know, but you need a permit because it's a multi-group agreement,
Yeah.
not to. If you'd have watched last week's show, it's a multi-group agreement not to go for the resources, and you only can do scientific research in it. But it never says nothing that you cannot go to the South Pole. Doesn't say
Let me
anything
add.
like that.
Let me add in, yeah, that it's the only agreement, yeah, in the whole world, yeah, that every country has agreed on.
Not every country.
Great in itself.
Only so many countries. But if you read the agreement online, it states why they've done that. And I've explained this last week because of scientific research and resource abuse. If we let the Chinese go into that,
I know, yeah, I know. I can see
you
why.
what?
I can see why they want to keep people away from it, yeah. But then that's even more suspicious to me.
it isn't. And not if you read it right. Listen, Joel, read the agreement.
It's because you're indoctrinated, yes, that much.
No, but you're not reading the agreement, so how can you be right?
I'm not saying I'm right, and I'm not saying I'm wrong. This is my theory.
No. You just said that. Yeah, it is.
And
no such thing as theory.
I know, yeah, but my theory, yeah, isn't the same as their theory, yeah, and they call it what do they call somebody who makes up another theory?
Listen, you're going
conspiracy.
into unexplored shit there. I'm gonna try and find a link. But first of all, we need to show this.
Yeah, we watched it. I mean, we can continue with the one last week if you want, and then finish that show, and then do the debunking show.
Hold on, but I need people to agree with something first. Hold on, let me just find it.
What's he writing there, James? What? My spelling ain't the best, but
Yeah, I love watching people try and debunk it. You know what I mean? Because some of them make themselves look very, very strange. Do you know what I mean? Trying to debunk something.
Yeah, but that's because you don't know about science and all the rest of the stuff.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do, but I only
you
like.
said that already.
I know, but I only like proven, yeah, science. If it isn't proven, I'm not interested in it because it's a theory, and I'm not interested in theories because all that theory is somebody's thought in their head, and I'm not gonna listen to somebody's theory. I'll listen to it. I'm not gonna believe it because it's only a thought, isn't it?
true.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm not. I'll believe in whatever you say, yeah, right. I'll believe in the theory, yeah, but I don't have to take that theory on board. I'm just listening to it, and people that give out theories, yeah, and the other person's giving out a theory, yeah, but the people that they want you to listen to calls them other people conspiracy theories, yeah, and I don't like that neither, yeah, because that is one person, yeah, that is come up with a theory, and the other person's come up with a theory, but yet the first person is calling theirs a conspiracy. Why?
Do you think we've been to the moon?
No.
No, nor me. No.
No, I don't. Honestly,
No, I don't.
We've got
there is-
quite a few
there is-
of
the only
agreed
reason.
on that.
Yeah, the only reason why they did why what they did, yeah, was because it was a race. Yeah. And that is the only reason why they've covered it up. And as soon as you lie, you have to continue the lie.
Right, and
Not me.
Streets, I put a link in the chat to a YouTube video, yeah, and everyone's got to agree with the flat Earth model that comes up there, yeah,
Okay.
on that
Nobody,
video.
no,
So
nobody
you
can,
could possibly play
nobody
that.
can agree with that model, yeah, because that model is a theory, yeah. And I like I said, I don't agree with fairies. Do you know what I mean? So it's pretty tricky.
Everything a flat earther says then is a theory.
Back in about
It
200
is.
BC.
Yeah.
So how come you've got no argument when I can prove certain things to you?
I know, yeah, but they can as well, and it counts.
No, hang on, right. If they can prove it, then it's not a theory.
If they can prove it,
If
yeah,
they can prove
yeah,
it.
and then it's a fact. Yeah, is that right? So
Yeah.
if a theory is proven, it's fact.
So look, hold on. Park is put in a scientific theory is a well-sustained explanation of some aspects of the natural world based on body or facts that have been repeatedly confirmed through observation and experiment. So that's what I was saying. I can prove that gravity is there because of experiments and other facts and observations to do with it, which tells you it's there, and that's what a
I know, but-
scientific theory is.
Let
And
me
then
just
it
add-
obviously is like what you said. Oh,
Yeah.
that's such and such a thing.
Yeah,
With
I'm glad
no
you brought up gravity.
Proven explanation, aspects or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm glad you brought up gravity. Yeah, because I don't actually believe in gravity neither. Yeah, because it's a natural phenomenon. Yeah. So a natural phenomenon, yeah, that is another word that they've made up, yeah, to cover up what they want to cover up. Just like Islamophobia is what they've done, yeah, to try and cover up and persecute the opposite person, yeah, with the word that they have made up in their head. And so that's
So
why
no one can prove gravity.
No, nobody can.
No one
They-
can prove gravity yet. No one can say it exists because there's no way of measuring it.
No. Just because something goes like that, that doesn't mean it's gravity. That just means that is denser than the air around it. So of course it's going to fall. It has to do something. Yeah. If it was lighter, it would float away and not fall.
No, because if you did that in space, it wouldn't fall. It only does that in the Earth's like mass. It only drops like that. In space, if you're away from the Earth in space, it doesn't do that.
Right, okay. But yeah, they want us to believe that the moon, yeah, is locked into our gravity, yeah. But yeah, if you go out into open space, you float away. Yeah, you don't come back to Earth. That's what they say.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
so
point.
That means they float
No,
away.
yeah, you float, but there is still gravity. If you was floating near the Earth, right, ever so slightly, there would be something pulling you. And as you get closer, it pulls more and more and more. The moon doesn't come whacking into us because it's also spinning round the Earth. And you know that if you spin something, it goes outwards no matter what. And if you keep spinning it, it's gonna keep going outwards. As soon as you stop spinning it, it just goes like that.
But if
Right.
but if the
Right, so
If the moon is in our, it's a good point that I never heard that before. If the sun and the moon are in our gravity, that's why we're in our, it's in our solar system and spinning.
Yeah.
Why is it then? If the gravity is enough to hold the moon in that axis to be going around us, why would we just float away? We're in the void because there's nothing there to hold it.
Yeah.
So I've never heard that point. That's a good point.
But the thing is, we don't, unless you know how things happen, you can do experiments yourself, which everyone can do. You're never going to understand. It's always going to look magical like it did to people 3,000 years ago. But then one of the first peoples to realise that the earth were round were the ancient Greeks. And then they did experiments and then worked out that the earth was round because they did them experiments. Until then, everyone just believed it because of what they've seen. And we know that just looking at things is not a thing to explain anything. And I was showing Joel this. If you put your finger directly between your eyes, you close one eye, then open and close the other eye, your finger moves. So obviously...
No, your finger doesn't move. Your finger doesn't move. Your view of your finger moves.
Yeah, I know. But before that, we didn't do that experiment, and people just believed what they see.
But from one side of your face to the other, that's why your finger looks like it's moving, because you're looking from one side of your face and using one side, and then you shut that.
Yeah, and remember, we said that once when you're not closing your eyes, your sight works out where it is, and it's in the center. And then when you start closing your eyes, then it looks like it's moving.
Can I say there's a great song by Damian Marley called Patience, right? And there's a line in there. I just want to read it. It said the earth was flat. If you went too far, you'd fall off. Now the earth is round. If the shape changed again, everyone would start laughing. The average man can't prove most of what he thinks and chooses to speak of.
Yeah. People always get hooked up, on the edge. Yeah. Why? Because they want to try and find the edge. That's the only reason why they're hooked on it. Yeah. You can't get, if it was flat, and we had all that snow around it, you wouldn't be able to get to the edge. The temperature, and the wind and the cold and the snow and everything, is preventing you from getting to it.
Nah, that's never gonna. Just let me bump into the chat. You, welcome back, pal. Welcome back. You came on last week for the first time. We respect that you've come back this time. Please, everyone in the chat, like. You can share it. I'm John here.
Who's in the chat anyway?
And we are talking flat earth shit. That's what
who's in the chat?
Right, the chat. I'll do a roll call.
This is the last time we're going to be talking flat earth on here.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Thank you, YouTube, and anyone else who's come in the chat again for the first time. Thank you very much.
We have got so far in the chat. Let's do a roll call. We've got Betty Bennett, the lovely Betty, Eileen. There's England FC. There's I Like Cards. Is that what it says? I Like Cards. Weird. James Goddard. There's Robbie Fry. There's Ute Hub. I like that. Ute Hub.
Good evening, James Goddard.
Who else is there? There is Holly Coast. There's Penny P. Always a pleasure. There's Robbie Fry. Yeah, so that's about it. That's in there.
Right, England's put a chat in. England's put a link in saying play this to put it to bed.
Right, actually, I said the words wrong, but I can't. It's too long to put in the chat. So, well, basically, yeah, it's a good sentence from Damian Marley's lyrics.
I forgot that I need to get my fucking hat on.
Oh, Angel Moon, how you doing? I haven't seen you for a while, Angel.
Yeah,
Moon.
suits you that. Aye.
I need it when I'm talking to you and flat earthers.
Hey, look, see that? See that little diagram? Yeah, can you see that?
Yeah,
Yeah, right. See this here?
yeah.
Right. The North Star's right in the centre.
Okay.
Yeah? Right. Now, what they're saying is, yeah, that we travel around the sun, yeah? Now, when we get to there, we've gone 3 months, yeah? And we've just travelled 46 million miles, yeah? Now, when we get to here, yeah, from there to there, we've travelled 186 million miles, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, why do we see the same stars above us when we're there and when we're there?
I want to know that as
We've
well.
travelled 200 million miles away.
Right, listen, you're looking, what you're doing, you're not looking at the right information there.
I am, I've done that information myself.
Let me just find Dave's video.
Do you know what? Do you know what's funny? If you talk about flat Earth and 5G, it all goes to shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because these globers, yeah,
Yeah.
always try and bring in the 4th fucking dimension. Yeah, and it's like, forget the 4th dimension. Trust your eye and your judgment and your gut.
I want to know this.
No, but you can't.
I want to know this.
Just trust
Your
your
gut
eye, you
isn't
know
good enough when
that.
it comes to science. Your gut isn't good enough when it comes to science.
Hey, England, you all right, mate?
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Who's
God bless all the
that?
Christians.
It's Porky. It's Porky.
Yes, yes, mate.
Right, actually, Joel, I want you to do me a favour, because no one understood what I did last time. On your piece of paper, draw a circle,
Yeah,
right? And I want
Yeah.
you to draw just put out like a statue or something on the top. Just make it like a tree.
human.
Like a tree. Yeah, like a tree
Yeah.
on the top. Right,
Yeah.
so, and this is what I was trying to say to everyone. Right, put that to the camera. Right?
Hang on, just put a cap on him.
Right, imagine that is a massive fuck off building and the space station is looking on the Earth, yeah? When that moves, right, I want to see, say that's the tallest building in the world, and and these telescopes can zoom in to land, yeah? I want to see, so if you turn that now, 15 degrees.
So he's underneath.
On the side or underneath, yeah. Now I want to see the space shuttle zoom on the bottom of the Earth and show me buildings, show me upside down buildings.
Yeah. And
That's
why
what I want to
can't they?
see.
You know what? Hummel, yeah, all they have to do, yeah, is turn the camera around.
I've said it as well.
Yeah, but you still wouldn't believe it. No. I'm sorry, guys. No, because you'd say it was CGI'd in a studio, so no, we're not going to do it.
Right. Have you ever seen a picture? Yeah, what they actually take, yeah, of what the picture before they globe it. Have you ever seen that picture before they globe
The
Earth?
composite picture.
Marvel.
Yeah, them composite pictures, yeah, are all done.
Yeah, we know that.
Black.
Yeah, I know that, and the guy photoshops it and all that, but that still doesn't prove that the Earth isn't round. Just
No,
because
it doesn't.
it's later. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But
Because,
it doesn't
yeah, but we
prove-
explained
If you
this.
play that
Joe.
short video, if you play that very short video, right, I'm hoping to put this to bed. And then
Okay. Right, then I'll tell you what I'll do, right? I'll play this. Yeah.
Great replacement.
Play
So-
the video.
So everybody, you'll have to go onto YouTube, mute up your mic. So I'll play this on YouTube and then watch it on YouTube. Okay. I'm going to play it now, but you won't hear it. You'll only hear it on YouTube. Right, it's playing now.
Directly overhead in southern Egypt during the summer solstice. He knew this because the sun could be seen reflected off the water at the bottom of deep wells. But in Alexandria in northern Egypt, this wasn't the case. Eratosthenes realized he could calculate the angle of the sun by measuring the length of a stick and the shadow it cast.
Down a well.
With that angle, and knowing the distance between the two locations in Egypt, he could calculate the circumference of the Earth. And he did this with a surprising degree of accuracy, considering that a lot of the measurements he used to do so were pretty crude. There's something notable about all of this. The Earth can only have a circumference if it's actually round. We knew that the Earth was round over 2,000 years ago. How can it be possible people are still arguing about this? To some extent, in our everyday experience, the Earth sure does look flat, but this belief can only exist if people ignore the centuries of evidence that have accumulated since the time of Eratosthenes. For example, people sailed around the globe in 1522 and have been filling in the details ever since. We even developed the ideas of latitude and longitude in order to track our progress across the sphere of the Earth. We've been looking at other planets and stars since Galileo developed the telescope in 1609, and all of those are spheres. We now know how planets form and how gravity will shape anything with as much mass as the Earth into a sphere over time. We've now gone high enough into the atmosphere that we could see the curvature of the Earth ourselves. We've even done so from the vicinity of the Moon. Multiple countries now have space programs based on the idea that you could put stuff into orbit around the Earth. But you don't need to be
15
NASA
space
to see
programs
this.
there is, yeah,
All you
in the
really
world.
need is a big balloon and a good
you hear
enough
me?
camera. That's put it within the reach of high
I'm
schools
lost.
and
Who are the
universities.
flat earthers? John, are you a flat earther, mate? Evening all.
You're right.
Who's that?
Yeah,
Is that
there's still a bit. We'll pause it here, and if you've got any
James,
comments,
yeah.
then we'll play
Hold
it.
on, guys. Listen to the video, please.
Yeah. Let's get to the end of the video, and then we'll discuss it.
Yeah, yeah.
Universities. But despite the ever-growing evidence, flat Earth believers have been with us the whole time. Back in the 1800s, one flat Earth proponent even took a bet with Alfred Russel Wallace. He's the guy who independently
video.
came up with the theory of evolution. Wallace used to be a surveyor and knew how to test whether the Earth was
John
round.
just looks
To do so,
fucking
he
weird.
used a 6-mile stretch of straight canal. He put 2 poles, one at either end of that stretch, and a
Right.
third one
Good
in the middle.
evening.
The third one clearly stood out above the
evening,
other
Ralph
two,
and,
indicating that it
Parky.
was raised to a higher
I
level by
believe
the
the Earth
bulge
is
of the
round.
Earth. The
Joe
person who made the bet
believes
refused.
you.
No,
Arguing the point
just
that
one
it's
minute,
flat.
one minute. You don't believe it's round.
No,
you
I
believe
believe
it's
it's
a
round.
globe. You believe it's a globe.
Yeah.
Right. So stop saying you believe it's round, because I fucking believe it's round.
Right, all right, it's a globe then. But you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Not everybody does. So let's get that right.
I like that. Yeah. All right, I'll finish off this video. It ain't long now.
Refused to accept the results. Years of lawsuits and even death threats for Wallace followed. This may have proven a lesson for modern bookies. When a UK citizen called around to betting shops to find somebody who would give him the odds on the Earth being flat, he didn't find any takers. In the intervening years, flat Earth advocates have
come I
come
can't
up
hear
with
the video?
elaborate geometries that supposedly
You'll have to listen to it on YouTube.
All right, because I could hear it at first, you know.
Yeah, you'll have to listen to it on YouTube.
Right, I've got it anyway. I've heard this one before.
make the whole thing work.
I've watched
To do
it.
so, they have to shrink the entire solar system. The sun
That
has
is.
to be very small, very close, and follow a meandering path in order to supposedly set across a flat Earth. The polar regions are supposedly much larger and create an ice wall that sets the boundaries on the flat Earth. And they reject the entire idea of gravity. To them, satellites are all fake. None of this makes any sense, but it's what you have to believe if you think the Earth is flat. Their refusal to accept evidence hasn't changed since Wallace's time. A few years back, the Discovery Channel had a program where they used lasers and telescopes to show that the surface of a large lake was curved due to the curvature of the Earth.
Let me know when you can see us on spots of the horizon. All right, Brian, how many feet are we above the lake?
24 feet.
The Flat Earth proponents responded to this program with a series of videos on YouTube.
I'm gonna go with CGI on that whole helicopter thing, because people would say, "Oh, look, well, what do you mean it's CGI? You saw the helicopter? Yeah, I also seen giant robots fighting in downtown Chicago. That doesn't make it real.
All of which supposedly show errors made by the people behind the Discovery Channel program. What drives this sort of stubborn refusal to deal with reality? Part of the problem is that even the simplest demonstrations, like Wallace's or the Discovery Channels, require careful preparation and specialized equipment. Not everybody has access to a helicopter and a telescope to do these sorts of tests. That's often a complaint that the Flat Earth people make. They need to personally experience the evidence, rather than trusting the measurements of other people. That's in part because the people who do these measurements are often experts, and society's trust in experts in general has gone down. Things may be worse in this case because people who believe in conspiracy theories tend to have lower trust in others overall. The people who feel that way have to believe that NASA, universities, the people who run the GPS system, and more are all hiding something from them. The explanation can't just be that these people are wrong. NASA had to have actually faked all those pictures of a round Earth for a flat Earth to be true.
Yeah.
Studies have shown that people who believe in conspiracy theories tend to like to feel unique. And what could be more unique than believing in something that seems so outlandish? Conspiracy theorists also have a tendency to believe in nonsense that sounds profound. The technical term for this, and I'm not making this up, is called bullshit receptivity. This may explain why they enjoy believing all the Baroque reasons people have come up with for why a flat Earth can still have seasons. These factors may not explain why any one individual doesn't believe that the Earth is round. That people who believe in conspiracy towards explaining why 2,200 years later, Flat Earth believers are still with us.
Is that it?
Yeah. I've got one. I just need to play. I've got one that I need to play. This is the one that England wanted us to play. And he says, this is the one that is the main one. Yeah. So yeah. I'm just going to play this one again.
Can I just say something before you put that on?
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody knows Noah, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Now, when Noah built that boat,
Ralph,
and got all, and they got all them animals onto it. Yeah, he didn't find any land, did he? Yeah. No. Right. So, what was it? The whole globe Earth that had fucking swamped in water?
You're talking bullshit because nobody knows that Noah was only written in a book for everyone to believe. So by your own bullshit, you say
right, you believe in a guy, yeah, that's thought up gravity, mate. So
no, I know, but
again, you believe in him, yeah, but you're trying to persecute me for believing in him. I believe
in gravity because there's been other tests and experiments that prove
you can't test it. You can't test gravity.
No.
What, by dropping your pants?
You can test. No. See, Joel, this is why you'll never believe, and this is the same thing with flat earthers.
Because you're indoctrinated more than I am.
Can't think outside the box.
You've been indoctrinated, right? You believed in Santa Claus, right? You believed in Santa Claus until you were about 7 years old, mate. Yeah, and it was a lie.
Experiments.
No, Santa Claus.
No, that's not good enough.
Look, of course it is. You just don't want to admit. Yeah, that you believed in something for 7 years of your life before
I know, it wasn't. Since then, Joel, I've physically done experiments, and so have many other people, to prove that thing is right. Now, this is what you can't comprehend.
I can.
No, you can't. You can't. Otherwise, if you could comprehend that, you'd be
I believe in the globe Earth. So I have to comprehend things to believe in the globe Earth. Is that what you're saying?
No. You can do the experiments yourself. It just said Aristotle put a stick in the ground and measured this, that, and the other to prove that there's a circumference on the Earth.
Okay. All right. Hummel, yeah, and Stephen Hawkins.
Can I give you a very simple experiment, mate? Can I give you a very simple experiment?
Ralph.
Allow me-
Better at
I'm not taking any chances, man. I'm a scientist. Those waves, I don't want them to get into my
I've
head.
changed my picture as well, so we look. So I'm fitting in with the group.
I have a very simple experiment for you, mate. Right? If I take this pencil, yeah. Let me give you an example. I take this pencil, yeah.
Yeah.
I take this little notebook and I drop the book. Whatever, it doesn't matter what weight you pick and any object you pick, the final speed is going to be the square root of 2g over h.
Yeah, terminal
If you do this
velocity.
experiment yourself, take any object and you drop them, the final velocity will be square root of 2g over h. And that number you get, that magic number, you can do this as many times. That number is called g, the gravitational constant. With that number g in hand, I can prove that the Earth is not flat. Now, would that be evidence for you? If I take any two objects and I can time them, do this yourself, keep dropping things, go to fourth or fifth floor story building and drop something, drop as many heavy things, light things, and the number will always come out going gravity g.
Yeah, but
Now, if you
why?
get that number gravity, you have a problem. Because if the
Why
Earth
does
is flat,
why does it mean it's gravity though? Why does that mean?
Oh, no,
it's
because
gravity that's doing that?
because it means there's two things attracted by a force, and even if they're different weights, if I get the same constant, there must be a constant force. We
Right,
call that
so-
constant force gravity.
Right. So
And
what
the way I
you're
can prove
saying
it-
there is that a theory? What you're
no,
saying
I'm
is
asking you. You can
theory.
prove, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
theory proved by science. You can
I
prove
know,
it
yeah,
yourself.
I know, but
You don't
no, yeah, because if you, yeah, right, a scientist comes up with a theory, yeah,
Hmm.
now all these other scientists, yeah, believe in that, yeah, they believe in the theory of it, yeah, that doesn't mean it's correct. Just because other people are
Yeah.
thinking it is a true thing.
Right, Joel, listen.
The
I
only way
can.
to prove it
let
false,
you-
Joe, the only way to prove it false is you've got to give me an experiment you conduct where you can take these any weight objects. You have to give me a burden of proof that you've got a shot with any way to show me that the velocity is not that formula I gave you.
So,
Why
so-
did-
hold on,
why did-
Joel.
No,
Wait
listen.
a minute. Ralph has just explained an experiment you can do to prove gravity, but you can't comprehend that experiment because you
Let's
don't know.
stop saying comprehend. I know what people say that gravity is. Yeah, I know all that. Yeah, but it's
No, but you don't.
a made-up thing.
Right. Listen.
Made up.
You know when? Listen to
It's a
listen to me
theory.
now, everyone. Listen to the chat now. Listen. You just said turn the Hubble telescope round and take a picture. The Hubble
Of it.
telescope does not take pictures. It uses light and radio and frequency waves to get a picture. You can't just turn it round like a Polaroid and take a picture. Now you don't know that, and
Right,
I'm
okay.
Now there's a video. Now there's a video camera. There's a video camera that records the.
Live.
No, it records live the spacewalks. So the question is, we talked about this before. Everyone knows what the fourth wall is. The fourth wall isn't there. So when you watch a show, you can see three walls. The fourth wall is behind you. All they've got to do when they're recording that guy, instead of recording him straight on, just turn the camera around.
Hiya. She's not.
Hey, I tell you what, that looks like a dragon, Ralph.
I think it's gone out somewhere to.
right. Streets, just mute, Joel. Fucking hell.
Right, I'm going to play this other video for England. He's got a video. I'm just going to play this, and then, right, it'll be on
Can I
YouTube.
tell you one quick thing, mate, before
Yeah.
we play the video. Do we all agree that gravity, like race, is a social construct? Yeah. Sorry, mate. I could help. Go back.
Yeah, right, I'm going to play this. It's going to be on YouTube. It will play on YouTube now. So, Joel, if you want to put YouTube on sound now, just so you can hear it, and then you can watch it. Right, it's playing on YouTube now.
All right, guys, let's do this observation. We're clear. All right, let's take off. Everybody there? Alright, let's gain some altitude. Sport mode on. And raising altitude. That's 200 feet. We're at 300 feet. We're at 400 feet. We're at 500 feet. $600. 700. 800. 900. We're at 900 feet. We're at 1,000. Alright, make sure I'm within a shot of it. There we go. 1,200. 1,300. 1,400 feet. 1,500 feet. 1,600 feet.
Maximum flight altitude reached.
All right, there we go. 1,639 feet. There we go. All right.
Okay, so that was the video from England.
Can I just add one thing, right? As a Christian, I've got to weigh in here, and as a scientist, to say that the Lord commands me to love everyone, including flat earthers. I'm just going to say that up front, right? Jesus commands me to love flat earthers, right? So let's not get that wrong. But mate, are you smoking some fucking grade A stuff there? The earth is not flat. Where are they going? I don't have long. I have to get for dinner tonight. Where's the fucking?
If you're a Christian and you believe in the Bible, yeah, why does it actually say it in the Bible that the earth was flat? It was an open plain. It says.
Oh, but when the Lord interfered, for example, as he did in the arrival of Jesus Christ, he spoke about things like crops and agriculture, the things that mattered in those people to those times. He didn't speak about like the stock market or genetics, because if the Lord would come today, he'd be speaking about things that matter today. So when he spoke to historical people, historical times.
Who am I speaking to anyway?
But
This is Ralph.
Who's speaking on here now?
Ralph, right reaction.
Is that the geezer with Vinny?
No, that's me.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh,
right. Yeah, right, okay. Sorry about that. I just didn't know who I was actually speaking
to. Ralph's the one that talks very, very good Queen's English. I'm the one that talks from like I'm the Midlands. Like I am from the Midlands.
Yeah, that other guy then.
But one of us sounds English, but the other one doesn't, mate.
Yeah, the posh guy actually sounds like him from Vinny
Hey,
Sullivan.
cheeky bastard! I do speak English, you twat. No, I'm with TRL and Vinny. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that video that you just put on. It didn't. What was it trying to explain?
Well, it's said. Well, I can gather it's meant to show the horizon moving, but how high that was, I would have thought you would have seen a curvature in the Earth, but you didn't.
No, you don't.
So even though we got so high, the horizon may have fell, but the clouds didn't really move. But you can't see a curve. Now I was at Dover at the weekend, folks, and I recorded from one side to the other. and the span has got to have been like 50 miles, and there's no curvature.
No.
I have another simple proof, which I don't know if you like, that the Earth is flat. Do you know this internet thing we're working on, right? You know, all the clocks and the computers and the internet must speak to each other constantly, and each of them have a time zone delay that depends on the Earth being a globe. All the computers and all the clocks in the world would have to be in some conspiracy to be able to correct for the fact that they're taking into account the time zone. So how does that work in flat Earth? All the internet would stop working if the Earth was flat.
Why would it though? That's just a theory. Is that a theory?
No, these are experiments that have been done.
No.
I know, yeah, but
Internet
hang on.
Designed.
Is it still a theory?
It's not a theory. It's a piece of equipment. It's not a theory. It's a piece of kit. It's not a theory. The piece of kit was designed assuming that the time in Japan is the differential of the longitude time to the time in New York. Otherwise, the internet would not work.
Ralph, I have to say, I understand what you're saying, but Joel certainly doesn't.
It's just a comprehension.
I know all about Greenwich time, mate. I know more about Greenwich time than John does. He hasn't got a fucking clue about what Greenwich fucking time is.
All right. So, but how do we explain that the internet requires the time zone correction or the UTC correction to be present in every computer?
That can be done off a flat surface, though. That doesn't have to work off a globe, does it?
No, it does, because the internet coordinated computer control time requires the time to be different. And the computer package are calculating it. It's called UTC time offsets. It's built into the internet. The internet could not work between Japan and England if it didn't have that correction for it. So why is that? Now that correction is the same correction.
Why wouldn't it work? Why wouldn't it work though? Why?
Because you would not be able to coordinate the packet. So the internet can be thought of lots of little packets of data running around, and inside the language of that data is an assumption of where the time of the packet was in the target and the time of the destination. So that calculation, I can use if I didn't know anything about the human species and I arrived here and I looked at the internet as a piece of kit, I'd be able to work out the Earth was globe using the internet computer term. So the internet would stop working if the Earth was flat. It just wouldn't work. It couldn't work. So that's another problem.
So you're saying if the Earth is flat, the internet wouldn't work.
Correct.
And the internet is working. And that is your theory, is it?
No, it's not a theory. That's the way the kit is built. I'm a computer engineer. I'm telling you how the kit is built. It's built because the computers know what the time is. And when that time is,
computers can go round the curvature and all that and know that it's a globe. The computer knows that it's a globe.
The calculations and the mathematics of the chip are on the assumption it's a globe. If the Earth was flat,
on the assumption, right? So
the Earth is a globe, and that's why it works.
Assumption is a theory.
No,
but that's why. I'm not about theory. I'm talking about the kit. The kit. If the Earth was flat, we would have to change the entire internet design, but we haven't, and it works because the Earth is not flat.
I'm agreeing with Ralph. He's just proving another way to tell
I can give you many ways. I give you another way. I can give you another simple way, mate. I've taken 3 times in my life when I was younger. I took these round the world flight tickets, and I kept going in one direction and ended up back where I started.
Because you've gone round the top of it. That's why you've gone over the top. You've actually because you can't. Because the planes don't fly, where they can't refuel, So they only fly in one-to-one place on a straight. They work from a flat map.
So how come the pilots? So if it was a flat and we got to one end, so I went around the world 3 times when I was in my 20s on these flight tickets, and I remember once I started in Los Angeles and finished in Los Angeles. But I never saw anything other than the places I went to. So where was the magic bit that wrapped around? Which 2 cities had the magic bit? Because I kept going in one direction. Do you know how I knew that? I kept adjusting my clock in one direction. I kept adjusting my clock in one direction. I never saw any country or weird place that didn't exist on the globe. So how did I go around this so-called corner? I mean, I just took a flight. I've done this 3 times in my life. In the old days, it was quite cheap to get these round-the-world tickets. So I've done that 3 times. And I got in Los Angeles, ended up Los Angeles, and I went to New Zealand. I went around. I never came to any magic land that wrapped around itself before I ended back in Los Angeles again. So, I mean, how does that work in the magic in the flat Earth?
They could have lied.
Right. Okay then. So how does the plane, go around this magical globe then? Is that
what do you mean go around it? Gravity. Look, I can prove gravity. If you want to prove gravity doesn't exist, you and I should go to the top of a 10-story building, and one of us should jump.
Yeah,
right.
And because we're heavier than the air around us, we will fall. If we're lighter, we will float.
What makes you fall? What makes you fall? How did you fall?
Because of the weight of what I am.
But what does weight mean? Weight is just a way of saying gravity.
Well, the density.
Density is how weight is gravity, right?
Yeah, but you're using a word, that somebody has actually just thought up out of their head.
No, but it's been proved.
Yes, he has. He's using a word that's thought up out of somebody's head.
Where else do thoughts come from? They must come from my head. So that's not everyone. All thoughts. Your thoughts are coming from your head.
Of course,
so thoughts coming from your head. Yeah,
right.
So
but that doesn't mean.
So if you look at the formula for gravity, mate. If you look at the formula for gravity, the force between 2 objects, it defines its weight in it. So it's G1m1m squared means 2 bodies with mass and gravity. So that's why you fall. It's not magic. It's called a gravitational force. Yeah. I mean, gravity is like, I mean, if you don't believe in gravity and like Peter Pan believe you can fly, and you really, really believe, then I want you to come to the top of a 10-story building with me, and I want to show you how much you believe, because I want you to jump. If you don't jump, you don't really believe, mate.
Right, so if I grab hold of a balloon, right, I'm not going to fall. Because what I'm actually holding on to is lighter than the air around me.
But weight is gravity, right? But why do you think weight is not connected?
I don't believe in gravity. I don't believe.
You don't have to believe in it. I mean, you do believe in it because you won't get off a 10-story building with me.
You try and explain it without saying gravity.
But try and explain. Gravity means
no.
But
try and explain it without saying gravity, though.
Okay, but the force that attracts 2 weights.
It's
the force that attracts 2 objects of mass is called gravity, right? So if I keep saying the force that attracts 2 objects of mass is weight, and that force, the bigger weight pulls the smaller weight towards it. The smaller weight pulls the bigger weight, but at a less percentage. And that force, that magic force, I won't call it. It's like the force that won't be named. The force that won't be named it means a flat Earth is impossible.
You know what? Call it. You know what you can call it? A natural phenomenon. Yeah, because that's all it actually is.
Yeah.
It is.
There's a 6th way to prove that the Earth is flat, but most people don't like this proof. Is you get someone, you put your hand softly and gently behind the back of their neck, and you smash their face repeatedly into the floor until they say the Earth is flat. Now, this is a more extreme way of getting someone to convince them that the Earth is flat. But, I'm just being silly.
Why did that scientist then, Hummel, and Stephen Hawkins, why did the both of them, come to the same conclusion, but go with the theory that the Earth was a globe?
Well, maybe I don't understand. What do you mean by theory, mate?
Same idea, just from observation, just from looking, at what is actually going on, they come to it that the Earth was actually flat, but they didn't. They went with the theory of gravity and the Earth being a globe.
Okay, so let me tell you another experiment. I don't know how many ways to convince you before I give up. But I'm one of my mates. I used to live in California years ago. One of my mates is a Caltech. And he's in Caltech, and in Caltech they have a laser that points to the reflector left by the lunar Mars landing. You can go there, and I can see it. You can bounce the laser, and the laser goes and hits the reflector and comes back. That wouldn't work if the Earth was flat and the Moon was flat. How does that work?
Well, they've pointed a laser at where? Sorry.
So the Apollo mission left a reflector on the Earth, on the Moon.
Yeah, they have.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that.
if you
Yeah.
And you point that laser beam at the right time, the right curvature calculations, you can get a signal to bounce back. Now that wouldn't work if the Earth and Moon were flat, because
Why
it was
wouldn't it?
designed that the Earth, well, because it was designed to assume the Earth and the Moon are not flat. So in the calculations,
So
it's designed not to be flat.
It was designed for a globe Earth. Yeah.
Correct, and it works. So if it was flat, it would fail, but it didn't fail. It works because the calculations say the Earth is a globe, as is the Moon. And the
I've tried to explain this experiment to him, but he's just not having any of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, ultimately, at some point you can't. You know, if someone wants to think the Earth is flat, if they don't want their mind changed, then they won't. They'll just not change their mind.
No, because my mind hasn't been indoctrinated. You see that much.
Oh yeah. So how did you get the flat Earth stuff? Did you perform experiments yourself, or did you read up about it on the internet?
Well, you got told, didn't you, when you were a kid, when you were a baby, yeah, you were told that the Earth was a globe, yeah. So me just reading and looking at YouTube, is that a bad thing? If you were only told and indoctrinated from when you were a child, yeah, but yet you're trying to say that me looking at the internet, yeah, is somehow crazy.
I'm not saying it's crazy. I work in the internet. I love it that people use the internet. It's my job to make people use the internet. But my point about it is not that we went to the internet. You didn't perform any experiments of your own, right? You read about other experiments on the internet, correct? You didn't actually go out and perform the experiment yourself. Okay. So the only information
I have actually gone out and looked at the sky and looked at the stars and looked at how things are moving. Yeah. And to me, we're not physically moving. That's what it looks like
we're not
to
moving,
me.
Did you say? Did you say we're not moving?
No.
But we know we're moving at a fantastic rate.
And then we're spinning around the sun, yeah? And then we are traveling with the sun through the galaxy, yeah? And you're trying to convince me, yeah, after saying all that, yeah.
Okay, well, let me give you another example. I'll try one more. Do you know when you make a mobile phone call, right? If you go to another country, your mobile phone calls, when they coordinate the main grids, their backup system uses the LEO satellite system, the low Earth orbiting satellite system that remains in stationary orbit. How do all the stationary orbit satellites work if the Earth is flat? How do they stay up there?
All? How many do you think there is?
Ralph, the official stance on
there's 400 LEO comm satellites.
Ralph, the official stance on flat earthers with regards to the internet and space stations is that it's actual cables running round the sea.
There is.
And that it's a hoax.
No cables.
That they're not up
there. There is cables. There's more cables that run underneath us, yeah, than anything else. Why do we need 5G?
Absolutely.
Yeah, if we're supposed to be using satellites for the mobile phone.
We only need 5G because it's a stepping stone to 6G. What we really want is 9G. But let's see 5G for a second. We have cables running across, because I know the cable leaves outside Cornwall, which is primary hop 1 to the eastern coast in America. But that we also have satellites working as well. I'll tell you why. If you take a satellite phone, if you've ever been sailing on a boat with people, you'll have a satellite phone and a satellite phone on the boat, because there's no cables on your boat, right? The cables won't operate in your boat. I can use internet and satellite phones on boats when I've been on sailing on yachts.
How come they need debating this in the chat, right, in depth, and they don't just jump on the panel and have it out? I just don't get that, man.
They're lazy little bastards, aren't they?
I just don't get it.
Anyway, guys,
Why are people typing things in?
Yeah, there's
What they say in England? What they saying in there? I can't see it.
It's all just technical.
Look, if you're going to put some technical bullshit on there, jump on.
It's all flat Earth rebuttals and arguments. It's YouTube and where's it? Globe Striker or something.
Okay, Globe Strike Back. Jump on the panel if you want to talk about it. It's it'd be interesting.
Read that. Somebody read that.
Right, guys, listen. My show. Hold on. Right. If you look at a picture of Jupiter through a telescope, you can see bands of atmosphere going round.
We don't mention that. We don't mention that name on here. We don't mention that name on here.
No, but that's what it shows.
Are you trying to say Jupiter's as big as a planet? Are you saying Jupiter's as big as a planet, or is a planet?
I'm not saying. No, right. Jupiter is a gas giant, yeah? And the red dot on it, if you look at through a telescope, a good enough telescope, you can see the red dot, but you can also see bands of this atmosphere, and they are traveling around. So we know that Jupiter is a globe. We know it's a globe. You can also know that through looking at light and stuff like that off the side of it and stuff. We can do all these tests that prove that it's a globe.
Who have done these tests?
The thing is, Joel, by your own admission, you're admitting gravity, or you're admitting a natural force which you can't explain by saying something's heavier than Earth and it drops.
I didn't.
No, the flat Earth position on gravity is density. So
yeah.
So a gold ball is more denser than air. So that's why it hits the bottom. That's what they say. I know there are.
No, but if there's no gravity, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter, and they both stay the same.
Yeah, but what he's saying is there is another reason. You call it gravity, but they've got a different thing for it, which is the density of the atmosphere. That's what they say. I used to be into flat Earth.
Yeah, and it's and they're both theories. They're both theories.
I know, but Joel, you know, every time you say it's just a theory, you're actually
yeah, but the flat Earth stuff is just a theory. Flat Earth's just a theory.
Theory in science does not mean what theory means in layman's terms. They're two completely different things.
Isn't that convenient? Hey, that convenient?
No.
So you've got to be a scientist, yeah, taught by other scientists, yeah. How do we know, yeah, that the first scientist was totally right? How do we know that?
We don't.
We don't, right? So that means that all the other scientists that have come after him study his theory.
Yeah, because they've done experiments.
I know, yeah, but they say. No, but Vicky, they say to you, yeah, they say, right, I'm going to get you study these books, yeah, because I'm going to give you a test after it, yeah, right. So why would you deviate, yeah, from what they've given you to passing your test? You wouldn't deviate from it because you want to pass your test.
Hey guys, I'm going to have to bounce anyway in a minute, guys. Thanks very much, Streets and stuff. I'll catch up with you guys later. But remember, Jupiter is a lot larger than us. So
no, I've heard Jupiter is, what did he say? A massive. Hang on, maybe
ball of gas.
Big gas, a giant gas ball.
Gas ball.
Gas ball. Anyway, I'll update you guys later on the Groiper shit, right? So
who's seen? Yeah. The stars, yeah, what real stars are supposed to look like.
I believe I can fly. I believe.
The problem is this, right? Everyone's watched the Truman Show, haven't they?
Yeah.
If Streets, can you kick me, mate? I don't know how to get out of this.
Oh,
can you kick me?
I don't know how you do it. You have to kick yourself.
Oh, there's a leave meeting. I found it.
If you slide the screen across, yeah.
All right, so the thing is this, right? The Truman Show. You can only talk what's relevant to you. So as a child, growing up, if you used to keep them in that house up until 5, and someone came in there and told them that there was a big world out there, they would go, no, there ain't. They will say, yeah, haven't you been there? Haven't you been to these places? So it's all relative. The Truman Show asks.
Oh, come on, guys. You need to pack
Right. Yeah, I've got one for you. I've got one for you.
To put this in, people believe in the Matrix as well, man.
No,
I don't believe in the Matrix.
Listen, they did a test, years and years. Somebody did, and I've seen this where they had people, on one side of the wall, they had a light on the other side of the wall, and they created shadows, of things above the wall that the people could see, down below. Now they thought, because they'd seen it that much, that what they were seeing was reality, because that's all they'd ever seen. It's the same with Santa Claus. Everybody at one point in their life has been lied to. Do you know what I mean?
Very true on that.
They have. Everybody has. And people, who think it's a globe, they don't want to be hurt, because it hurts, man. You know what I mean? When you find out that you've been lied to, that hurts. And these globers.
But also when you find out that the Earth isn't flat and people are trying to prove it's a globe, people get hurt as well, because most flat earthers rage quit on every debate I've seen.
Well, not me.
Like
not me.
The proper
not
flat.
Me,
I mean, like the proper debates. I mean, the proper debates.
I want it to be proven, to me. So I know. Do you know what I mean? It's because I don't know for sure, for positive, for truth, for it's a fact, and all these theories, are not fact. So how can I believe in that?
It is true to say they are theories, and some of these theories cannot be proven, but because it's most likely at that period of time, it's classed as the norm.
You're using the word theory again out of context, man. It's like the two different, completely.
But the theory of evolution, that's still a theory, isn't it? It's not proven. They can't prove atmosphere.
It was a theory. But that theory has been proved by other things. DNA, for one thing, has proved that what Darwin said about his theory is correct.
When people are arguing, it's just a theory. It's in a man's head. The conversation, they can't acknowledge what theory means in the scientific.
Give it a ring.
And you can't have a debate. I mean, it's just
ring Ella.
Because they can't acknowledge the basics.
Have you got a thing on you?
Yeah, they're talking like scientific stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like, wow.
He forgot it was his mum's anniversary, and I've just told him.
That's all right though. It doesn't. It...
You have to mute him.
that was my next question, Pat. If the Earth was proved flat tomorrow, it's what difference is it going to make to people's lives?
I've got an answer for that. Hang on.
See if he has. Sorry about that. I was talking to my daughter.
I've got an answer for that. If it did turn out to be flat,
wouldn't it be beautiful?
This is the most important thing you got to think about. You would have to question every single thing that's ever happened in your life.
Of course you would.
Because you believe that it's like Santa Claus, right? Good point.
Yeah.
Because when you were growing up, you were convinced that your parents, that Santa Claus was going to come down and give you presents underneath the tree, and you sent letters, and you believed in the Tooth Fairy. Now, if everyone continued that lie is real, you could. At what age would you disprove it? You disprove it because then the person that told you that Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairies existed were the same people that told you, actually, we brought the presents, we put them underneath the tree. So not only is the person lied to you to that point, they've actually corrected their lie, so you don't get bullied at school.
Right.
Very.
Darwin's
That was
theory-
good, Streets.
Hold on. Darwin's theory of evolution has been proved. It's been proved in various ways. One of the ways is DNA.
Oh, you're the money though, because they've only.
Right. That's all I've got to say. And if we can't, we don't understand the calculations and stuff. Ralph tried to explain them, but to most of the people in the chat, it's just utter nonsense because they don't know how to test them explanations and stuff themselves.
But the evolution one you're talking about, are you saying that we derived from sea creatures and came through? I don't believe that because Jesus made it.
What?
I don't believe it either.
The evolution one is where we came from the sea, we grew legs, and we came through. That's evolution, but I don't believe in that because God made me.
Yeah, but it's been proved.
Nah.
No, because you keep changing it.
It's been proved.
God made us. God made humans. We didn't come from fish.
God
we didn't come
didn't
from
make
fish.
us.
We didn't come from fish.
But yet you believe in God.
I don't believe in God. Who said I believe in God?
I never did. But
I've
what I mean
never
is,
said that.
oh, what I meant was, I don't believe that we came from a frog spawn into a human, into a monkey, to what we are now. Don't believe in that. God made us in His human form, so that's who we are. So I don't believe in this evolution shit. I don't believe.
But you might be interpreting it wrong. Listen to this. This is the simplest explanation I can tell you about the Bible. It says that God created a woman by taking one of Adam's ribs. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do we all agree with that, yeah?
Well, that's what it says.
Yeah. But how do we know that isn't meaning we took some of his DNA to create the woman? We don't know.
No, he took the bone from. No, he took the bone from his
Yeah,
his
I
rib.
know, but it says in the Bible a bone.
Yeah,
But
from his rib.
He could have took some DNA because we know we can copy animals with DNA. So he might have took
Nah.
DNA instead.
I never came from a sea creature. I never came from a sea creature. Jesus,
Oh,
God made us.
honestly, Streets, go and look at evolution and just do some study, and you will believe it.
I did. I went to the Natural History Museum, and I was mortified to think that we came from sea creatures and natural evolution. We grew legs, and then we stood up people. No, that ain't how it worked.
All the Mason thingies, it's all like 13.
I know.
Everything's 13.
It is, yeah. It's supposed to be unlucky.
Yeah.
England, mate. What do you think of that theory that we came from the sea? What do you stance on that?
He's gone.
The evolution
My
type thing.
stance is I'm just checking Genesis because I'm sure in the Bible it talks about God dividing the waters. So we could have come from the primordial waters. So I'm just going to check that. Just bear with me one moment. Because a lot of other belief systems.
Yeah, but we didn't originate from a frog spawn to the land, grew legs, and then came because then how would have God made us in His image? Because we would have been fish. Because the image would have been image would have been a fish, not Him.
Yeah.
And we would have been a monkey. We would have been
Well,
a monkey, but I don't believe in that.
The end process was human beings. It doesn't really talk about the process of how humans were made. It doesn't talk about like the Muslims where he picked up dust and blew into it.
No, but it's we were made in His image.
Yeah.
So if it was
his
made,
image is his attributes, not physical image. Because God isn't physical, is He? He's
No.
spirit. So,
but I don't believe in we came from monkeys, and then fish to monkeys and stuff. I don't believe in that at all.
No.
Well, it's true. We evolved from lesser beings. We know this because we've proved it with other kinds of experiments and stuff like that. Not just DNA. Modern man has been on the earth just 30,000 years, right? Now the earth is 4 billion years old. So don't you think things could have changed in that time? And right now there's animals that are changing. And if you understand evolution and how it works,
changing and creating are two totally different
you'll
things.
understand all the links to it and what it means.
If England comes back and tells me, right, because he's very well versed, and I will have to go to speak to the father and see what he says. But if England comes back and says that through evolution, God created a tadpole, then it can turn into a fish, then it turned into a land animal, then a lizard, then it took on another form and another form. If he says that how we were created, I'd have to rethink my faith.
Well, the very beginning.
No, because you'd go away and look at it yourself.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I'd have to question it.
The very beginning of the creation story, Steve, yeah, in Genesis 1:20 says, and God said, so this is the very first thing that was created. Let the water teem with living creatures. Yeah, the waters first.
Yeah.
And then let every bird fly above the cross of the vault of the sky. So God created the creatures of the sea and every living thing in which the water teems and moves about according to its kind. Then every winged creature according to its kind. And God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in number and fill the water in the seas and let the birds increase on the earth. That was the 5th day. So the beginning of creation did start in the sea. Life did start in the sea.
But that's not humans though. That's animal life. That's our bird life. That's
the Bible isn't a scientific book. The Bible is a book inspired by God. You should see that as being a process. If you wanted to, you could apply the process of evolution to that quite easily.
So we could have been monkeys.
Yeah, we could have been. Yeah, it could have been part of the process of human beings. It's like people who believe in the Bible say dinosaurs didn't exist. Dinosaurs did exist. Maybe they was here to prepare the earth first for human beings.
Yeah.
If you look,
how have we got to the Bible anyway?
I don't know.
Because if you look, human beings.
I don't really trust anything that the Bible says. Yeah,
well, I do.
I know we have. The thing is.
Yeah, but I do. So when I'm talking, reading the scripture, don't interrupt, bro.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the last living thing that was created was human being. Sorry, carry on, Joel. Carry on, bro.
Anyway, flat Earth. We gotta jump back to flat Earth.
In anything to do, with the Bible, because that is so corrupt, that I'm not interested in it. Do you know what I mean? There's too many things, that have tarnished that. And I'm not interested in it, you see.
But Joel, it's how you interpret it. We go on about this all the time. And I can explain this to Shania. Shania says, you couldn't make a woman out of a man's rib. But that's what the Bible says. But how do you know the Bible's not talking about DNA? Because you can create something with DNA. It's
I know, but he didn't
how you interpret it.
I know, but he didn't create the woman. He gave the woman the rib, didn't he?
No. He took a rib out of a man and created a woman. Is that not right?
Is that what it says?
That's correct. Yeah. I mean, if you would have said to people back then that God took DNA from Adam, everybody would have been like, "What the fuck's DNA?"
Yeah. I know.
You know
but interpreting it right in whatever way you want to, but. That could be interpreted as taking DNA out of a man to create the woman. We weren't around to see it done, but that's what it could mean. That this is a lot of things about the Bible. The Quran is interpretation of what it says in the book. And
didn't he give the woman the extra rib though? He didn't create a woman.
No, he gave the woman from the rib. He
gave Eve an extra rib, or didn't he?
No. Yeah, they say women have an extra rib because
Yeah.
the man's rib was taken. But in
Right.
the Bible, it actually says that God put Adam and made him go asleep and took
Yeah.
his rib and made Eve from the rib. That's what it says.
That's what it actually says, that he actually created Eve from Adam.
Yeah, yeah, because woman means of man. That's
Of
what
man.
woman means.
Yeah.
Of man.
Yeah. Right. But wasn't Adam and Eve created anyway?
Well, here's something that's interesting. I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. According to Judaic tradition, Adam, Eve wasn't the first woman. The first woman was Lilith, and she refused for Adam to be the dominant, the male be the dominant.
Yeah.
She said we were both created by God and both made equal.
That's what it says, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what the Jews believe, and that's why Eve was made from Adam, so that man would have dominion over woman. But that's what the Jews believe. They don't believe Eve was the first woman. That's just put in the work.
Right, listen. I want to put this fucking flat Earth shit right.
You'll never put it to bed. It's been going on too long.
The thing is, Joe, you've got a lot to prove to me because you're not proving anything. You're not showing me any evidence or anything. You're not trying to explain stuff to me, except for in a mind of somebody who doesn't understand things and other things. I'm just not having it.
Don't get angry.
Even a flat earther would be laughing at you.
I know, yeah, but don't get angry at me telling you.
I'm not getting angry at you. I'm just explaining.
Get angry at the people who've been
No.
Mate.
I will do. When I meet the flat earthers, I'll be ready for them.
It's not not them. Wrong. I mean the people who have told you that it's a globe, all your life. That's the person you get angry at, not the person who's telling you the truth.
No, but Joe, you're missing the point.
I'm not.
There's many experiments that prove when Streets played that video for Parky, it was showing the sticks on the ground and the angle of the sun.
Yeah.
If you do that experiment, it proves that there is a circumference on the Earth. But you and me don't understand the experiment. We haven't physically done it ourselves.
I know, but I do understand it. I do understand exactly where what they're trying to do, But there is places, where there is no curvature because it's been measured. And
they've been measured wrong, then.
And there is places where there is curvature where it has been measured.
You're going on. The thing is, don't you understand the hypocrisy? You're going on that flat earthers have proved this and proved that. They proved it. They proved it through science. Yet you deny science. You just denied all my calculations.
No. I have never, ever said that I don't agree with science. I've never said that. I know,
but what you said is that we're all taught something and all that lot, like the fairy tales. And then you're using the science of flat Earth to prove to me that it's flat.
But I have never said that. I've never said that I don't like science. I have said to you that I only like science when it's fact, when it's been a theory and then gone into practice.
Yeah, I know,
and that's all I believe in. So if it hasn't done that.
Yeah, that guy at the beginning of Parky's video, that guy did an experiment to prove that it worked and that to prove there's a circumference of the Earth.
I know, but people have proved though that it hasn't.
So what?
People have proved that it hasn't.
Yeah, but that's only because they deny all the rest of the science to do with anything. You can do the calculations yourself, honestly.
What, that there's a curvature?
Yeah, a circumference, not a curvature, a circumference.
How come we can't see the curvature at 120,000 feet then?
What?
Why can't we see the curvature at 120,000 feet?
Well, actually, I explained this to you the other day. You can, as long as you've got a big enough angle of view. So you can't just see it out of a plane window because you don't get the full angle. But imagine you was in the cockpit. You've got more of an angle than just a little window. And then guys can see the curvature of the Earth when they're high up.
No, they can't.
You can't because you're only looking through a window like that. But
They can't because no one has been high enough to see the curvature of the Earth. Nobody.
Nobody that you know of, but there has been people who've been up and proved it. But
they haven't.
The flat earthers say you can't go that high. You come to a barrier and all that. There is no barrier around the Earth.
It's called filament. Yeah, and even your scientists know about it. Yeah, and you can't get through that.
Yes, you can.
What? Because you've been to the moon, and the moon's 238 fucking thousand miles away. Yeah, and they can't even fucking get up into Fleming upper atmosphere, and yet they've been to the moon and landed on it. Yeah, and then came back down again. Yeah, through the filament, yeah, and landed. Yeah, but yet they're saying that they can't do it, yeah, because they haven't got the technology to do it.
Yeah, no, but you're saying things that are just like I'm telling you that there's stuff that out there that proves it, right? I can't just do the experiment because I don't know how to do it. I have done other experiments to prove other things. But once you learn to do them experiments, you'll you'll be satisfied that the Earth is round. But when you start throwing in, don't believe this, don't believe that,
the Earth is round.
That's fake. You're never going to win the argument.
The Earth is round. Where you're talking about, you want it to be a globe. That's what you're hoping that it actually is.
It is a globe.
I'm hoping it isn't. Yeah, and then that proves all these idiots totally wrong.
Yeah, I know, but like, what you're just missing it, Joel. There's plenty of experiments been done to prove it. Now, you couldn't even show me the Antarctic Treaty when you mentioned it. It was me who went.
I knew about it. I didn't have to show you it. I knew about it.
I told you about it. No, that's not good enough. I want proof.
I know, but you didn't know about it. I told you.
I did know about the Antarctic Treaty, but I don't believe you said to me. You said to me, "There's a treaty out there, right?
Yeah.
And you cannot go to the South or North Pole." That's not what the treaty says. You didn't even look at it.
I have looked at it,
but it doesn't say that. It does not say you cannot go to the South Pole for any reasons. It explains why the treaty was out.
You need a permit. You need a permit. So they're not just going to allow.
Because it's I know, there. But you've not read. Doesn't matter whether you need permission or you haven't read all the treaty. I explained the treaty last week in straight layman terms. Why it's there now. If it was a cover-up, there'd be 24 countries, 10,000 million people in the cover-up. No, it's never.
No, stop thinking, that everybody's involved, mate. If you worked for a company, you don't know what them directors are up to. You wouldn't, because you're a nobody working for them. Brushing
no, there's people. Yes. Yeah, but what about the nobody who's been to the South Pole? What about the nobody who's been to the South Pole? What about all the airplane pilots who have seen curvature on the Earth? All them are lying.
They haven't.
All everything science and technology that we've had for 2,000, 3,000 years is all lies.
You can't go in a plane and be high enough to see the curvature. So don't even bring that up because you can't.
I never said anything about a passenger plane, but you can go in planes and see the curvature of the Earth.
No.
Right. All right then. All right then.
No. 60,000 miles. 60,000 miles up. I've seen pictures, yeah, of 125,000 foot up in the air. That's twice the height, and there's still no curvature.
What Concords could break the atmosphere?
No.
What's the Concorde and then the missile ones?
No, the plane. Concorde with the spiky nose on it.
Forget Concorde.
What?
Forget Concorde.
Yeah, I was thinking of
Come on,
the army.
come on, streets. What?
Say again, sorry. Say again.
Is street still on?
Yeah, still here, mate.
Yeah. So what do you think about what's just been said then?
I was out of the room. Can you just quickly summarise it?
Right. What I'm saying is you can go up in something, right? There are two ways to see the curvature of the Earth. Either you go up or you go to a beach. You should be able to detect it from an airplane at a cruising height of 10,000 meters, 35,000 feet. But you need a fairly wide view of an angle, i.e. 60 degrees. And a little airplane window does not give you that 60-degree angle, right? That's what it's saying.
I've viewed balloons, though, that have gone up to 120,000 feet, yeah? And you see the curvature on some, yeah? But if you wait, yeah, until the balloon pops, yeah, the camera, yeah, it jiggles about. Now, that's what you have to watch for, yeah? Because when the camera jiggles about, it goes above the fucking horizon and it gives a curvature the opposite way, right? So that means that camera has got a fisheye lens on it. Is that correct? If it gives you the curvature the other way, yeah, then it's got a fisheye lens on it. That's
you mean,
correct.
are you going into all the lenses in the world are doctored?
I'm not. No.
Right. You can see the curvature on the Earth. You can't see the full Earth when you're high up, but you can see it curve.
No, you can't.
You have to have more than a 60-degree angle of view, and you cannot see that through the plane of a window.
I'm not talking about air balloons.
You can't see that 60-degree angle.
No, but I'm talking about people, yeah, who have put their cameras on balloons, yeah. And
No. You forget cameras. You can physically do it if you can see more than in a little plane. You've got a little window that big. That's not more than 60-degree angle. You need something like that to see the curvature. And because the Earth's so massive, you're not going to see it through a little thing like that.
Forget the plane. Forget it.
Because you can prove it with the plane.
No, you can't because it don't get high enough.
Joel, you can because you just don't know. It's been proven. People have proved it.
They haven't.
Because of the scope of your mind being small, you don't understand the scope of how everything is big.
I am watching them with my eye. I am watching the videos, yeah, of the balloon going up in the air to 120,000 feet with my eye, yeah, and my eye is telling me with my gut, yeah, that there is no curvature because I've seen the curvature the opposite way. I've seen the curvature the opposite way. Now that cannot be done unless there is a fisheye lens.
So now what you're saying is you've watched a video and
no,
then it
not
says
just one
there is
video.
no curvature. That's not good enough, Joel. The answer we needed for you to physically go up there. Forget what videos you're watching. It's all false, remember. According to you, all the science and everything is false. So forget watching videos. What you need to do is go up yourself, and people have been up and seen the curvature of the Earth.
The only people I don't trust is NASA. And
I never said nothing about NASA, and I don't trust NASA either.
Right.
But there's plenty of other people not related to NASA who've been up.
How are these everyday people? Yeah. How are they docked in their videos? How are they doing it?
Doctoring what videos?
Their video strapped to a balloon, sending it up to 120,000 feet.
I'm not saying they doctored it, but hang on a minute, Joel. Hang on a minute. No. Listen, you said to me, right? You said a few times on here, right, that like you can refute science and all that. There's people who've been up and seen the curvature of the Earth by getting in a plane that we know that works, and we know that planes. You've been in a plane. I've been in a plane. They've gone up and they've seen the curvature of the Earth. But you're watching a video. You're watching a video and just believing that video without
because
doing any research.
It's gone 3 times the height of the plane.
It doesn't matter, but it's a video. By your own admission, right? By your own admission, Joel, watching videos is not proof.
Of NASA.
I'm not talking about NASA. There's other people who've done it besides NASA. But don't you understand? Don't you understand how you're saying something by just watching a video, and we go on all the time about but wanting proof. A video is not proof. NASA is not proof, but there's plenty of other people not related to NASA.
But then we're using the imagery and videos from these companies to prove that the world is round, a globe. Because without the pictures from NASA, without the videos from NASA showing the curvature, that would mean then we would have to believe the videos.
No, but it's not just NASA though. It's not just NASA. There's other space organizations, is there not? The Chinese are developing stuff. The Russians have been into high orbit.
There's 15,
and not one of them has got an up-to-date video with the globe, because none of it's true.
There's been about 24 pictures of the globe full.
No, there hasn't.
Before all this technology come out to make composite pictures.
No, it wasn't an actual. I want to see, an actual video, unedited, of their pictures, what they have seen, and I've seen them pictures, and it's not a globe, right? So that's no proof.
Listen, you're going on about NASA and stuff like that. You can see the altitude yourself, but all you need is a bigger view than a plane window. You need a 60-degree angle of view. It explains it quite obvious, and you don't get that through the little window on the plane.
Forget the plane. I'm not talking about the plane. Forget planes now. I'm not interested in a plane window because it ain't big enough. I'm not talking about that. And can I just answer? There is 15 other space programs, and they are all interlinked with each other.
Right. So there are earlier on you were saying that these people aren't related and not linked. That's what you said earlier on in layman's terms, in your own terms.
What that all these space programs are not linked.
So NASA, the Russians, the Chinese, and all this lot. You said earlier on, you said NASA, and I said forget NASA. There's plenty of other institutions that can prove that it's round or globe or it's got a curvature. What videos on there?
All right, if I could put up a video right now, I would show you a video that I have.
I don't want to believe anything in a video. I'd like to see it myself.
I know, but you
personally.
can't. You can't.
Yeah, but you can't if you go up in a plane and you can get more than a 60-degree view, which is more than the window of a passenger plane if you sit on.
You can't see it from fucking 60,000 feet.
Right.
You can't see it from 120,000 feet.
No, but but you're going off science that someone else has told you. Your science is all wrong. You've said that many times that you can be tricked and that science isn't right. So what I suggest we do is put this to bed until we do the experiment ourselves. And from till then, the Earth is a globe to me and it's flat to you. So until we do them experiments ourselves, the ones with the
thing is-
sticks, we'll
the thing
never,
is,
we'll never
you-
ever prove
you
it.
are-
You're just looking
you're-
at videos and believing what people say in the videos without doing the experiments yourself.
No, but you're dead cert, yeah, that it's a globe, yeah, and I am not dead cert, yeah, that it is flat. So
Yeah, I know, because you're not done any of the experiments. You've
Mate,
not
because
looked
I don't
at your
know.
information
I
properly.
don't know, but and you don't know.
Right. You said, listen, shut up now. You said there's the Antarctic Treaty that's been signed, and that means you can't go to the South or North Pole. So I've looked at that treaty, examined it. I've examined it at different angles. I've looked at other people who've wrote about that treaty. It does not say that in the treaty.
Doesn't say what?
It does not say that you can't go to the South Pole or the North Pole in the treaty.
Well, of course, yeah. If I owned a nightclub, yeah, I allow in who I want to allow in.
What?
If I owned a nightclub, yeah, I allow in who I want to allow in.
Yeah, I know, but there's reasons. They give it you. Yeah, I've given you all the reasons why, and still you refute it all.
Because you have to have a permit.
No, yeah, I know, because you don't want the. I explained this in last week's show, Joel, that you obviously you didn't listen to. You obviously haven't read the Antarctic Treaty because you're telling me things that are not in the treaty.
So you don't need a permit. Is that what
No, you need permission.
That
You
is a
need
permit.
permission. Oh,
That is a permit.
a large group of, yeah, but it still doesn't make that the Earth is flat.
I know it doesn't.
Right. And why have they made the treaty though? Why did they make the treaty?
When did they make this treaty?
1960 something.
No, 1958.
Well, 58 or 68. So
But
why?
that's
Why
when-
did they make the treaty?
That's when all this started to happen.
Yeah, I know, because of conspiracy theories and because people believe in people believe that God is one of the moons or the sun and stuff like that.
Why is my theory? Yeah. Why is my theory? Yeah. I don't understand. Yeah. What you're trying to say? Yeah. With a theory.
Right, it's not a theory. The Antarctic Treaty was written up, right, for a couple of reasons. To stop war and to stop people exploiting resources. It's clearly stated in the treaty. Now, you obviously haven't read that far in the treaty, but that's what it says in the treaty. And why did we go to war in Iraq?
Sorry if I've not mentioned it, but
Why did we go to war in Iraq?
Probably for oil.
For oil. We went to war in Iraq for the resources. So it's good to think that we made the treaty on Antarctica for the same reason.
Yeah,
Stop
it is.
war.
Yeah. It is a
Stop
good
war.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons. Yeah. The other reason was to not exploit the natural resources there. Also, with the ice that's on there, we can test what was in the atmosphere 1,000 years ago by the ice that's been frozen. And we can test what was in the atmosphere 2,000 years ago by what components the ice is made up of. And we can do this because we've done all the tests for it and the experiments, so we can prove what's in our water. I mean, people go on about our water. What you know, Joel, that tap water has shit in it, don't you?
I don't drink it.
Yeah, because you know there's things in it that are nasty. How do you know that? Because people have experimented and broke it down and proved that them things are in the water. And it's the same with the ice. With the ice, we can tell what was in the earth so many thousands of years ago. And it's the only place in the world where we can get that kind of information from. So it's good to keep that place pristine and not have people going on it.
It is a good thing because then it saves that part of the land.
Yeah, and obviously we can test to see what the atmosphere was like years ago. We know that there was more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Do you believe that?
Yeah, from them taking core samples.
Yeah,
and then you can see the different stages, the levels of what has happened in them years.
Yeah, and so through them core samples, we can prove what kind of life was on the earth, what kind of plant life was on the earth, because we know, you know this, anyone who's ever looked into growing a weed knows if you put carbon dioxide in, you're going to get better yields. Yes, and we know that we've found fossils of trees that are way bigger than the trees we have now because there was more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. These are all experiments and tests that have absolutely been proved. They're not theories. They've all been proved.
Which is what I like.
Yeah. So there's loads of tests and experiments to prove gravity. There's loads of tests and experiments to prove that the Earth is round a globe. There's loads of tests. Now, I don't know them all personally, and neither do you. But as soon as you learned one of them and worked out the math to it, or worked out how it was made and all that lot, and if it was false science, it wouldn't come with the same conclusions that you'd make. If it was false science, or we was told something different, it wouldn't work. You can do these experiments by observation and writing down effects and stuff like that. You can do these experiments like that, which prove other things happening. What are you watching in the background?
Nothing. The house is full.
Oh, right. What are we on now? So we've still got everyone in, and it's coming up to 8 o'clock. And I've had enough.
Yeah, still here, mate. Yeah.
I want to go to Wake Up UK because Mark Steele is arguing with Danny Oakes Jones.
Oh yeah, that's going to be mad, isn't it?
About he's trying to call him out for flat Earth. He's trying to call him out that 5G is false.
He's actually calling him a transgender copper as well.
Why is he calling him a transgender?
He says he dresses up. He dresses up in the fucking.
Yeah, no, but loads of people dress up street.
Oh yeah, I just think it's crazy. But it will be an interesting show.
Is it on YouTube by any chance?
Yeah, I believe so. It should be. Yeah.
So what's your verdict, Street? You're in the middle.
I'm in the middle. Yeah.
Just like I am.
Yeah. There's certain questions no one can answer. Like why isn't there no high resolution photographs of the Earth, original ones? Even with all the technology, there still isn't one.
Because you can't get through. You can't bring. Yeah. You cannot. It's an impossibility. Yeah. To do a picture through the filament.
No.
It's an impossibility.
And then there's why can't they just turn the camera around while they're recording a spacewalk? Where it's timed, why can't they just turn the camera around? There's a few things.
Because them spacewalks might not be. I don't know. No, I'm not saying they're not high enough up, but the Hubble telescope, you can't just turn it round like a Polaroid. It don't work like that.
No, I mean the video camera.
Kind of camera, but there is the thing is there is pictures before any kind of CGI came out of the Earth as a globe. Now, you don't need to believe them, but you can. And they've not all been done by the same people. Not all been done by NASA. So if you don't believe that, then we go to the section where everybody's in it together.
Yeah.
No.
So that's going to the section where there's more and more people who do know about this. Now, the more people who know about something, the less likely that secret is going to be kept.
Yeah.
Something like that where that many people know will not be ever kept a secret.
This 5G thing's been on for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, they've got it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's got on YouTube
the
as well. Yeah.
Comments open.
What are we going over and watching?
Yeah, I think Danny's getting a bit of hammering in the chat.
Yeah. And we better watch, haven't we?
Yeah. All right, and
Yeah.
if we'll call this a 50-50, and then we'll have to revisit it if John wants to do it on
Right. Well, what we'll do? I'll have to look, and we'll have to do the experiment, specifically the stick experiment, and then we'll have to do the water or the long distance experiment to prove it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. It was a good chat.
That was good.
It was. It was good. It was nice meeting you, mate.
Yeah, glad to meet you as well, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. Wherever I am, Joel's normally next to me, so you'll be seeing him many other times.
Yeah. We'll have a chat again, Streets. Don't
No
worry.
problem. No problem.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You seem like you've got a fucking undoctorated head on your shoulders, mate.
So yeah, like I say, I'm a bit 50-50 on this stuff. There's questions that no one can answer, and there's questions they can. So it's going to take a lot of convincing, but
that's why it's good.
Yeah, I mean,
It
you
is.
talk about the moon landing. So many people don't believe it, but we're told
I
it was
know.
true.
Yeah.
Even if you don't agree with flat Earth or you agree with the globe or anything, most people that believe in the globe still don't believe we went to the moon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You've got to be
All
curious.
right, I'm ending the stream. Thank you, everyone, for
Yeah.
tuning in.
Right.
okay.
See you all soon.
See you all on. See you on the
definitely-
chat on
you
Wake Up
later.
UK. Catch you all later. God bless.
You'll definitely be seeing me another time. It's looking like James is on at 9 o'clock. Is that tomorrow? It might be the 3rd. I'm not sure.
Tonight, I think.
James is on at 9 o'clock with Laura Towler tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Patriotic Talk's on right now. And if you flick over to the Wake Up UK channel, I'll put the link in the chat talking about 5G.
Yeah. That needs talking about. Did you hear that geezer before saying that he wanted 9G?
Yeah.
Wow. And that done it for me then. I thought, how can you even want that, yeah, when for me 4G's bad? I will. Yeah. Right. Good night, everybody.
Okay. Catch you all on the next one.
Yeah.
God
All
bless
right, mate.
everyone.
Yeah.
See you
All
later.
right, all right. See you all in a bit, in a
In a
minute.
bit, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Right then, guys, we're all on the next stream. We are in Wake Up UK, so if you want to drop to Wake Up UK, it's quite lively over there, and we'll revisit this flat Earth next time. So